So what I want to show you today is just how versatile Thai massage can be. You don't need any fancy equipment. We've just put a mat and a rug and a duvet on the floor, and you can work in any space. And we're going to do a little bit of work opening up around the pelvis and creating an opening through the energy channels that run either side of the spinal column and through the legs, and how we can address, in very simple moves, how we can address the different layers of the body. So we've got the energetic structure of the body with the working the sen, the energy channels, and we've got the physical structure of the body working the ball and socket joint of the hip and opening through the pelvis and the lower back. And we can also tap into the softer tissue, the connective tissue, with longer holds. So some very simple techniques which can address the opening of the body on many different levels. Begin by taking your partner's foot, standing it into the ground quite close into their buttock, and sandwich your feet either side of their foot so it keeps their leg comfortably upright. They want to feel they can let go of their leg. I like to take a cushion and lean in, and as I lean my body weight in, that fixes their leg in this position. So to begin with, we can work with the thumbs to open up the energy channels, running either side of the inside and outside of the leg. So imagine that the leg is a box shape. It's the top corner of the box, and we take the hands together and the thumbs pointing down towards the earth, and nestle the thumbs in right close to the side of the top of the knee, and then just drop the elbows in as if you're beating your wings, and then move the thumbs a little bit, nestle in, sink the elbows. It's the sinking of the elbows that draws the thumbs together and creates the pressure. So we don't push with the thumbs, we nestle with the thumbs, sink the elbows. And by beginning with an opening of the energy channels of the sen, we're encouraging the flow through the body. We're offering an opportunity for our partner to drop deeply into a restful and relaxed space, and we're preparing the physical body for deeper opening. We can also work with the heels of the hands, so this is broader pressure, and this addresses Sen Sahasrangsi Tari and Sen Ita Pingala, depending on which leg you're working, Sen Kalatari, as you drop further out. And all the while, in this position, I have this lovely sense of being open to my partner's heart and being able to tune into their facial expression, to listen to their breathing and get feedback without actually having to verbally check in. I can work the energy channel through the back of the thigh by taking the knee up toward the ceiling, nestle my knee into the channel in the back of the leg, and then drawing the thigh bone towards me. So I've got a nice tucking the foot under my armpit, clasping my hand around the front of the thigh bone, and then leaning back, sliding down, nestling in with my knee and leaning back. Okay, juicy spots. easy way to release if the pelvis feels a little bit stuck. Often this area, the hip flexors at the front of the body, we do lots of sitting. We might be quite closed in the space at the front of the hips, and a really lovely and simple way to open it up is just to interlace the hands and sink the palms of the hands into the muscle of the thigh, hook into the bone, and just lean the weight back and release. So I'm leaning and releasing. I'm creating space and then letting go. And in this way I can read how much spring is there in the body, how much natural holding on, how much ability just to let go. So with my partner here today, there's a lot of natural rebound and spring and openness all the way up. You might be able to see all the way up to her head. And so that lets me know that there's a free flow of movement and of energy and of breath able to travel right up into the torso. One way of supporting a deeper opening, particularly if people are actively holding on to the pelvis, is to work specifically with the in and the out breath. So we hook in the same way, invite our partner to breathe when they're ready to breathe in. But on the breathing in, we're creating space, expanding out of the navel. And then on the breathing out, going with the natural movement of the breath and the body, sinking back in, back down towards the ground. Expanding out on the in-breath, mirroring that movement of the belly, and then releasing, dropping in with the out-breath. And so for those people that you're working with who are actively holding on in the hips, the pelvis, the buttock, this is a really lovely way to wake up the relationship between movement and breath, and to facilitate possibility of letting go. Another lovely way of working is to work with gravity. So we hook in the same way, we move on the expansive of the in-breath, and then as a practitioner I hold and invite my partner to release with the out-breath, and let their body and the gravitational pull and the weight of their pelvis drop back on the inside. So I'm making a little bit more space on the inside of the joint rather than just into the musculature of the outside. There's a greater sense of falling and dropping back within a held and contained shape. Still acknowledging and working with the rhythm of the breath, but I'm holding this for the movement of the out breath. At any point, we can come into just a very simple, playful movement of the hips, which offers a nice counter pose for all of that deep opening in the front of the body. So here, depending on where my focus is, opening up through the root chakra, opening up through the energy channel of Sensumana on the inside line of the thigh, and stretching the muscles in the inner groin, and opening deep into the hip socket. So I can be working structurally, I can be working energetically, I can be working mechanically. And just to finish off, we'll do a longer hold, which really addresses a release through the connective tissue, through the fascia, all the way through the front of the thigh and into the front of the hip and the abdomen, and possibly even up into the front of the shoulders. So we take the heel as close as we can, nestling through the muscle and in toward the bone, and hooking into the bone, leaning back. And we're holding and allowing our partner to have the experience of releasing in their own body. And this is very empowering for people to feel how the body will undo itself. It's not something that we are doing as a practitioner. We're simply creating an opportunity and the space for our partner to release and undo themselves. So to keep checking in with our own body, and we feel comfortable, relaxing the shoulders, the head, the neck, sinking into our own roots. Very slowly letting go. And to complete that little sequence through that side of the body, we support the back of the knee, extending a little bit of traction out, as if I'm drawing out from the top of the shoulder all the way out through the side body, the hip, the knee, the ankle, and then working off the feet. And this is often where, if the toes haven't cracked, when you're working through the feet, often you'll get a release now. So that's just a sign that energy is more able to move and flow. And then you come and work the other side.